What up, sports fans? Waxon Wednesday. Jake Waxman, Tom Lovelet, Two Guys Talk Sports. Let's go. Super Bowl week. But before I get to the big game, I thought we'd talk a little bit about college basketball and one team in particular. And it's not the Boilermakers I'm here to talk about. So, we're at the point in the season, it's February. Everybody is fighting hard to get those quality wins or those quad 1 or quad 2 wins that will help them get to the NCAA tournament, especially those teams on the bubble. Well, as for my first topic, I'm here to talk about one of those teams that's on the bubble and trending in the right direction based on their resume. The team I'm going to talk about is the Butler Bulldogs. So, how about these Bulldogs from Indianapolis? Okay, they're in the Big East, but the Big East is very, very tough this year. And this Butler team, this was a team that was not expected to do anything at all this year. Coach Thad Matta, all of his players pretty much left and transferred away from Butler, including guys like Seamus Lukosius. And instead, he's fielding a team that's pretty much made entirely of transfers. Guys like Posh Alexander, Jameel Telford, Andre Screen, to name a few, and Pierre Brooks from Michigan State. That's another notable transfer. And DJ Davis, to name some of the guys on the team for Butler. So, it's entirely a team of transfers, so it takes time to build chemistry. And yet, in spite of having a team entirely of transfers, this Butler team has played well enough this season to the point they got a shot at making the NCAA tournament. That's right. This was a team that wasn't expected to do much of anything because of how many people they lost to the portal, how many transfers they had to bring in. And yet, the chemistry of this Butler team has been amazing and all the fun to watch. I mean, this team, for a group of guys that's not been together for very long, they've melded together well throughout the season. And you look at the resume, their chemistry shows. They've got as far as I know, 4 quad 1 wins, 4 big-time quad 1 wins, and to name 3 of them, got a win over Texas Tech, and in the Big East, they've won on the road against teams like Marquette and Creighton, who are both ranked teams and highly touted Big East programs. So, to have wins of those caliber helps the Bulldogs out a lot in their case. And Thad Matta doing a great job coaching up this basketball team. If you guys haven't watched Butler, I do recommend. I mean, if you decide you just want to watch college basketball for a day, just any team you want, I'd watch this Butler team. They are fun to watch. It's not always pretty, but you know what? The chemistry is a thing of beauty for Butler, and it's a big reason. At the Thad Matta, along with that chemistry, big reason why Butler's got a chance to make the NCAA tournament this year and beat all the predictions and odds. And I'm going to say this. If Butler makes the tournament, give the award of Big East Coach of the Year to Thad Matta. That is what I will say there. So, but if Butler's going to make the tournament, they got to win as many games as possible. Not all of them, but got to win the ones you should. All right, and it's starting with this weekend. They're hosting Providence. By the way, I am going to the Butler and Providence game in Indianapolis. So, I'll let you know. Sports fans, I'll let you know how that goes. But that's going to be a huge one for Butler. That's a must-win. But all these games are must-wins for Butler. But win as many as you can get. And win a lot of games in the Big East tournament. And that'll probably put Butler in the tournament. As of right now, they're projected to be in. But everything is so close around this time of year. A lot of different things could change. You know, there's still a month to go before the big dance begins. But right now, with the way things are going for Thad Matta and company, Butler's looking pretty good, as long as they continue to take care of business. Hopefully, I'm hoping they keep it up, because what an amazing story this Butler Bulldogs team has been. So, go Dogs. Alright, now we can start talking about the Super Bowl. Okay, this is my Super Bowl preview. So, one of two things is going to happen in this game that we know for sure. Either the Kansas City Chiefs are going to start a dynasty and win their 3rd Super Bowl, or at least they'll win their 3rd Super Bowl, and this will be the start of the next dynasty in the NFL, or the San Francisco 49ers will win their 6th Super Bowl. and join the Pittsburgh Steelers in the six-time Super Bowl champ club. So one of those two things is either going to happen. We either get the Chiefs dynasty or San Fran's quest for six completed at last. So one of those two things is going to happen. What's going to happen? Well, I don't know. We just got to wait and find out. So, and also, all right, yes, I know Taylor Swift's probably going to be at the Super Bowl to watch Travis Kelce. You know what? I don't hate all the hype and the tension surrounding Taylor Swift because she's dating Travis Kelce. I just also don't care for it, really, because I'm just focused more on the game, if anything. But expect the NFL to make a lot of money this weekend off Taylor Swift alone. She's going to be raking in all that money, cash for the NFL. So, I think this will be a really close game. I think this should be a good game, in all seriousness. So, some questions. Can the 49ers defense slow down the Kansas City running game? Because right now, Kansas City has gotten to the Super Bowl by means of running the football. They've had some struggles in the passing game this season, no doubt, but they've gone to their running game, and it's paid off for them. So can San Francisco stop that? And for Kansas City, can they force Brock Purdy into making mistakes? This is his first Super Bowl, so tensions will be high, pressure will be very, very at an all-time high. So this could be a game where defenses could decide the outcome of this game, from what I can, for lack of better words, from what I'm coming to understand. Both defenses, both the Kansas City defense and the San Francisco defense have been at their best have been playing very, very well. And Steve Spagnuolo, he's got those Chiefs playing well on defense, and of course, San Francisco's defense, they need no introduction. They got loaded on talent like they're loaded on talent. Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, to name a few guys. And of course, the offenses, both high-flying offenses. Kansas City, of course, a bit more of a running team this year as opposed to a passing team, but they still got Patrick Mahomes who can use his legs and throw that ball. You got Travis Kelce too, who's probably without doubt the best tight end in the game. On the San Francisco side, you got a dangerous duo of wide receivers in Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. You've also got George Kittle, arguably. We got the two best tight ends in the Super Bowl in Travis Kelce and George Kittle. Those are the two best in the NFL in terms of tight ends. So both will play a role in this game. I have no doubt about that. The running game for both sides is pretty strong as well. And, in San Francisco, they also are run heavy thanks to Christian McCaffrey, but they can also throw the ball to him if need be. So, a lot of variables like offense. So, can Christian McCaffrey break loose for the 49ers? Can the Chiefs, can they find ways to get the wide receivers involved in the game on offense? So, these are just some of the questions and some of the intriguing things that I'm mentioning that will make this matchup what it could potentially be. And I know, and also I've also heard a lot that people really don't care who wins this matchup. Like, can they both lose? That's what people are like, because everybody wanted Detroit in the Super Bowl. I wanted to see them get there too, but just wasn't meant to be this year. But this is a Super Bowl matchup I don't hate. I like both of these teams. I don't hate the Chiefs. So, and if they win this game, then hey, they've earned it, and I'll be happy for them, and I'll be very happy for my Uncle TJ, who's a 49ers fan. And if the 49ers win, I know he'll be all ecstatic too. And I'll be ecstatic for him as well. So, all I got to say is, may the best team win this game. Well, let's find out how it goes. All right. And now, it's time to make a prediction. I've had to think a lot about this. I've been kind of back and forth. A lot of thoughts going through my head. So, all right. My heart says the 49ers, but my brain says the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm going to go with... Whoa! Hold up! Forgot one more thing. There's also your gut. Okay, your gut is not the same thing as your brain, nor your heart. It has a different feeling. Gut's much more down below. So for this one... So for this Super Bowl, or Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas, I'm going to go with my gut on this one. I'm going to go with what my gut is telling me. So, and obviously I have not revealed what my gut's telling me. All right. So I think it's going to be a great game. I think there's going to be there's going to be quite a few field goals, and we'll get a unique score. So, and now, with all that said, Jake Wax fans. Okay, now I'm talking in third person. Okay, with all this being said, now for real this time, I am rolling with a score of 26-23 San Francisco 49ers. I'm going with the 49ers. And for those of you who are wondering why I'm going with this pick, it's based on what I've seen in the playoffs. The 49ers, they have gotten comfortable with being behind or playing from behind. And Kyle Shanahan, he has continued to adapt each and every moment of the football games that the 49ers have played this postseason. Both in the Green Bay and the Detroit game, it didn't start so well for the 49ers, but Shanahan adapted and made adjustments throughout the game that helped the 49ers out. And, and this will be a chance. Now, as I said before, or not that I've said before, but other things to add. Chance for, there's nothing more for Patrick Mahomes to prove other than that the Chiefs can be a dynasty. And then for Brock Purdy, he's out there to prove that he's more than just a system quarterback, that he can be one of those elite quarterbacks in the NFL. And that despite having a great team around him, he can be one of the best in the NFL. So, but with all that said, and Andy Reid's a great coach. I usually don't like to bet against the Chiefs. So, I thought about picking them. But there is something that I am seeing from these 49ers team. They're like the Chiefs they're like the Chiefs in their 2020 playoff run. They were always coming from behind to win. And San Francisco, they've learned how to play from behind and how to come from behind to win games. And with that and the way Kyle Shanahan has been coaching this postseason, that is why I am rolling with the San Francisco 49ers to win their 6th Vince Lombardi trophy. So, again, my score prediction is 26-23 San Francisco 49ers. And now, before I forget, MVP, I'm going to go with Christian McCaffrey. I think it's been a long time since a running back has won Super Bowl MVP. I'm going to roll with Christian McCaffrey to win the MVP of Super Bowl 58. And that's my Super Bowl prediction, ladies and gentlemen. On to this day in sports history, speaking of Super Bowls, it was on this day, the 7th of February, 2010, so about 14 years ago. Super Bowl 44 in Sun Life Stadium in Miami Gardens, Miami, Florida. The New Orleans Saints beat the Indianapolis Colts 31-17. And the MVP of that game was none other than the Purdue Boilermaker, Drew Brees. I will say this. I was sad that the Colts lost that game, but was happy for the Saints, and especially Drew Brees. And Drew Brees, class act, and a great, great NFL quarterback. Canton should be knocking on his door very, very soon. All right. Sports fans, that is all I got for this week's Waxon Wednesday. Thank you for watching. Go enjoy the Super Bowl. Enjoy the weekend. Jake Waxman from Two Guys Talk Sports, signing off.